No clapping today, we're getting straight to it. What's going on, y'all? So today we're gonna be taking a look at the Light Ninja 200. It is a bicolor light. Now, the first thing you probably gonna wanna know is how did I use this light to actually test it, which will be a fair question, in which you should ask in every video when you watch reviews on. Because me just sitting here in the YouTube setting is not demonstrating how to use this light. I mean, I know it's a common thing with people now, but that is not how you test something. So I actually took this light on a job. While using this light at a job, I was able to actually use it for a very long period of time. I was actually able to use it plugged in and not plugged in. I actually tested some here in a couple of other videos. But the main thing is I wanted to see how this performed out in the field. Right now, this is a bicolor light. It's a 60-watt power light. So just imagine something like a SL60W in a way more compact form, being able to travel with you anywhere you go. So like, honestly, I was shooting for the stars for this light because I needed it to work. I wanted it to work. So let's start off with some of the pros that I noticed about this light while I was using it on the job. Number one, I didn't have to worry about overheating at all. This light was on for 4 hours in an event, blasting at 100%, just kind of bouncing off walls, kind of give me some ambient lighting. I was very happy about that because I was actually considering using this light for weddings, and I wanted to make sure, like, if I was to like to leave this plugged in or anything like that, I was hoping with the bills and events and stuff like that, I was hoping this light would stay cool, and it does just that. So great job of keeping this light cool and compact at the same time. Now, like I told you all, this light was at 100%, and the way I use this light, again, it was just like really just based off, it was just really just using this field light for this very dark event that I was shooting for, a corporate event. It did what I needed to do, because at 100%, this thing gets super, super bright. So again, just imagine carrying a 60-watt light with you that's just this portable, being able to fill up a room. So it's pretty much, you got like 120 watts of power just blasting through. I mean, if you really want to look at it that way, sure. This is me just trying to give you the idea of how powerful and bright this light can get. So to answer your question, does it get bright? Yes. Now, speaking of portability, there's some things that make this light just super portable and great to use if you are a traveling one-man band, one-woman band, videographer, cinematographer, filmmaker, whatever you choose to identify yourself as this day. If you have a camera in your hand and use it for professional work, whatever that title suits you as. Now, like I told you, I actually come with like a little MPF adapter you could use to like 2 Sony MPF batteries, but it also takes USB-C charge. If you got a power bank, feel free to use a power bank to actually run power to your light. So again, this kind of makes it more portable. And what's dope, for this $200 price point, I was like, listen, I'm not mad at that, because I think even the Godox XL60W doesn't come with something like that cool. It actually comes with a very nice traveling case. Like, I know that may not be a big deal for some, but for me, if I'm paying $200 and I'm getting a traveling case and a very portable small light that can take MPF and USB-C batteries, hey, listen, you got a recipe for something good. You cooking right now. You got a recipe for something nice. And this is why I'm like, yo, this light is a win for me so far. You know what I mean? Like, it's portable, it's bright, the buttons are very clicky and tactile. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, for a $200 light, I'm not expecting like aperture quality or anything like that. But like, no, it gets the job done. So it may be like some hard plastic, but to me, it look and feel like aluminum. So we're gonna call it plasluminum. I made that up. Now wait, Sean, you telling me that this portable, super cool light that looks sleek, got good branding, cool name, right? Light comes with a carrying case, an MPF adapter so you can use Sony MPF batteries, takes USB-C charge. I mean, like, if it does all these things, Sean, why can't you really recommend it? Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I wanted this light to be my light because realistically, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I didn't want to spend like $400 on an aperture light. You feel what I'm saying? Like, specifically for wedding. Like, I just really want like some nice portable small lights for weddings. And the other ones that are kind of portable, like they cost like, I don't know, your kids and everybody in your household. If you want to like just sell some kidneys and your kids, go right ahead. You can get that light. And one of my homies got it. Shout out to Mac Julian. Make sure you subscribe to him. But for me, I wasn't trying to spend all that type of money on a light like that. You know what I mean? Again, something this portable, come with the batteries here. I'm like, yo, and you could just use this like as a spot joint. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you plug this in, you want to go somewhere, you like, yo, I just need like a little quick light, bow. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and as you can see, we're just gonna bounce off the ceiling real quick. Yo, the light get bright, fam. This is only this is at 96%, but just like, look how much more of a feel that it gave me just from using this light. So again, I ask y'all, right? Man, Sean, why can't you recommend this light? Okay, put it like this. I won't say that I can't recommend it, but I mean, That's tough. Okay, here we go. Here's what we're gonna do, right? Because it's tough for me, because these cons for me may not be cons for you. So I don't want to sit there and tell you like, no, I don't recommend this, like, don't go get it. I'm still gonna link it down in the description below, because I do appreciate We Life for sending me this. So, but me keeping the buck with y'all, let y'all know, like, even though they sent me this light, I'm not held to like kind of, you know what I'm saying, shy away from some real stuff. Like, there's definitely some issues with this light that I'm gonna discuss. But again, you know, what's issues for me may not be issues for you. So take that for what it's worth, and here we go. Con number one. Now, granted, I said this thing, you know, it comes with the NPF batteries, right? So you can use 2 Sony batteries and run it portable. But I don't know what type of sorcerer's mojo they got in here, but it is draining the life force from these batteries quicker than, I almost feel like, man, it's draining them before you can even put them in almost. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Like you can literally see the battery icon dropping the longer you leave it on. Like, you could leave the light on for like a couple of minutes, right? Maybe like 5-10 minutes, and it's just dropped maybe like 15 to 20%. It's like, yo, what is going on? What happened? Somewhere there was a disconnect somewhere. Obviously, it wasn't disconnected from power because it was draining it, but there's a disconnect somewhere. All right, so see what I'm talking about, Sean? Now it's a 78%, right? I'm gonna turn the light on. Okay, it's only at 1%. It dropped down to 45%. 45%, and it just dropped again. This is at 1%. It dropped again. It's gonna drop again, watch. Right? Hold on. Dropped again. Now watch what happens, Sean, when I turn it up. Some odd reason it just dropped down to 39%, and I haven't even made an adjustment, but here we go. We're only at 33%, and we've already dropped down 33% battery. So we're gonna turn it up to the brightest, and as you can see, it dropped down to 49% because it's like you can't go no higher than that. So this is what happens. It's gonna shut off. It drops instantly. So yeah. So for me, that kind of like it drops a major point of being portability, because like now if I want this thing to like last and like run like a long time, I had to walk around with like a big ass V-mount battery and attach to the side. Now don't get me wrong, you actually have to do that with the aperture lights, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like they're bigger. Like the whole point of you going smaller is so you can kind of keep everything small. But you cannot no 2 Sony NPF batteries. Like, you're not getting through a wedding day. You're not getting through an interview, okay? So be mindful what you're gonna use this for. Now, if you wanna use this light for like a hair light, a kicker fill light, it's great for that. Make sure you soften it up. We're gonna get to that in a second. But, you know, if you're trying to use this like as a main key light for like maybe an interview or something like that, and you're just gonna rely solely on your batteries, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Now, luckily, the cord they give you with it, because they do give you an AC adapter, is super long. So like that's dope, right? But you know, again, if you want to be portable, I wanted this to work. Like I needed this to work, like without it draining batteries like crazy. Now, another one of those things where I'm like, yo, it's bright, but it's like, damn, bro, like, can you pull it back a little bit? The light is actually a little bit too bright. And like literally, like as I'm walking through the event space, I had the lights like pointing towards the event space at one point in time, but people was walking past and I was like, God damn, like, yo, is the sun in here? I know that sound wild, right? But I guess because of like the little sensor there, right? This little LED, if it focuses, I'm assuming because of that, like it's, you know, maybe it's more focused, doesn't have like much spread, because this is like a proprietary Bowens mount. This is not like an actual Bowens mount. I actually give you an adapter to put on here to make it a Bowens mount, but I'm not gonna do that because, you know, it kind of defeats the point of being like light and portable, and like I'm not putting this big ass monitor on something like this. I'm just not gonna do that. I wouldn't personally use that holding something up, especially at a wedding. You know, somebody walk past, knock them in, ain't shit. We don't want that. We all got insurance, but we just don't want that. So, you know, portability and that light being like too distractingly bright, again, we are knocking off some major points for this light. So like we started off like at 100, like, yo, this light is the go. between the batteries and distracting lights, and we damn near like at a 60 at this point. Like, I mean, we lost a good chunk of percentage. Then like the way these batteries been getting ate off of, like just chunks of it just gone. And we got 2 more big cons, which is gonna damn near bring this light to like a 20, 25%. Probably not like that low. We're gonna probably be like around 50%, right? Now the light says it ranges from 2800 Kelvin all the way to 8500 Kelvin. Cap, big cap, no, it doesn't. Like, after I say like around 6500, you start to know, and wait, like, which most lights are, you start to know that it stopped getting bluer. Then after you get down to like 3200, you know, it start getting warmer. So, you know, the Kelvin thing, depending on like, if you are somebody working a professional set and Kelvins is like, like I know, that shit can be important, but you know, depending on what temperature you really need it at, you know, and if you're buying this light because you're like, I need a light to go to 2800 or 8500, this is not the light for you. After all those cons, I'm saying, you like, man, well, shit, I really just need it just to kind of like use field lights. I plan to keep it plugged in all the time. You know, I don't really care about all that extra stuff. Then, hey, listen, rock out. You know what I'm saying? You do you. I get it. Like for event spaces, you just need to do something like kind of like use some field lights, bounce these joints on walls. Like they are really great for that. But now you're like, damn, I gotta bring more lights just to do that. You know. Anyway, the last con for me when I'm like, damn, bro, you just like we gonna call your ass like Lil can't get right. You know. But the last con for me was going to be the fact that, like, to me, the light, okay, I don't even know how to explain this. Obviously, it's getting brighter, right? You know what I'm saying, as I turn the dial, but I feel like it's not going up in the increments in which I'm turning the dial. So like from 0 to 100, no, I'm not getting 0 to 100 stops. Like, no, this is not like a linear light. This is more so like a big ass chunks of upgraded brightness. And you can look on my Zebra. So what I did was I turned my Zebras on my A7S III and used my other camera my other A7S III to record the back of my camera. So you can see like, as my wife is turning the dial, it's not going up. My Zebras are not moving to like certain chunks, like at 40 and then like at 60, you feel what I'm saying? So I don't know how the brightness is being measured, but it's not going up 0 through 100. Like you're not getting like a smooth, you know, again, you're looking at the wall. You're not getting a smooth, what's the word, like gradient or a smooth rise from this light. With all those cons, everything being said, right? With everything being said, am I recommending this light? Like, am I telling you go buy it? For me, for what I do, I'm not gonna be using it like that probably, you know what I'm saying? Maybe for event stuff, or maybe I just need like a little kicker for a hair light. Yeah, like, because for that purpose, right? But I'm gonna be real with you. Don't wanna, for 200 bucks, you get you a great field light and a great hair light and a great event light if you're bouncing it off walls. But if you wanna use it for like professional settings, like, you know, corporate jobs, like saying again, like for a hair light, sure, but I don't know. The decision's up to you. For me, but if you all want to like, Sean, would you buy it? I don't know.